everyone, thanks for watching and thanks for stopping by. This is going to be part 2 of 2 going over the Eberlestock X41, otherwise known as the HiSpeed 2-pack. In part 1 we kind of went over the bag itself. Now we're at part 2. We're going to go over specifically all the modifications I did to the bag. We're going to bring the camera in a little closer so I can show you guys what I did. In a nutshell, basically the bag comes in at 33 liters. I can scale this up to line 2 to be 44 liters, or if I have to go to the maximum capacity I can really safely put on the bag, I can scale it up to 48 liters, which is basically adding an entire 18 liters onto the bag. What's going to be kind of interesting about this video is this modification is not necessarily exclusive to the X41. You can do this to the X4, the X3, and the X31. The only things that you'd really have to take into consideration, and I'll be a little bit more specific about that when we get to it, is going to be the placement of the lid. On some of those bags, they have rifle scabbards. If you are not going to use your scabbard, you can kind of disregard what I'm saying, and the lid can sit on exactly flush where it's supposed to be. If you're going to use the rifle scabbard or you have a rifle in it, your lid's obviously going to have to sit about 2 inches forward, in which case we're just going to have to lengthen the hardware that we use. So let's just dive into this and see what modifications right now. Obviously I swapped out the compression straps on the side. It came with ladder locks. I think they absolutely suck, so I swapped these out with G-hooks. I tried the 25 millimeter Fastech buckles. I just found the G-hook to work a little bit better. The inside portfolio that comes with the bag, that's also been removed, and the shelf that's attached to the portfolio is now actually just simply sewn into the pack. So I still have that shelf that comes with the bag. So first thing to note is you see how the back of the top of this bag is flat, and then now it gives us this sloping angle downward. When you go on Eberlestock's website, their Lp1 lid kind of has a mirror type of an angle. So here we have one that's kind of slanting down. This one here, flat top, slanting forward. So I emailed Eberlestock. Ooh, look at that spider. Get out of here. I emailed Eberlestock and I said, hey, what's the compatibility with this lid with this pack? And to their credit, they emailed me back very fast. It was like within the hour. And someone was like, yeah, as long as you got PALS webbing, this lid can go anywhere. That wasn't necessarily the answer I was looking for, but in their defense, I didn't really ask anything specific. So what I wanted to do is use this flat portion right here on this pack while adding a little bit more capacity, and this is a 5-liter pouch. So I messed around with this every which way, and then I finally got a way that I think works the best. So let me show you the hardware on the lid, and then I will show you how to attach it. So underneath this lid you have your 25 millimeter PALS webbing. What I did was I just took and I'm just going to refer to this as 1-inch straps now because these are 1-inch straps. What I did was I took some 1-inch straps right here and I rolled them around the most rear portion of the PALS webbing. I used the tri-glide, folded it over on itself, and then added a G-hook. And of course, tape your ends, be professional, don't let the straps dangle around. That shit drives me crazy. And I also did this on the other side right here. On the front of the bag, we got some more 1-inch straps right here with 2 tri-glides that hold them in place, and straps are taped down. You don't want straps dangling around. And here are some male buckles. When I have components that I'm going to actually add to a pack, the female portion of the buckle, I will always use a general rule of thumb to keep the female portion of the buckle on the pack itself. And that's because the female portion itself is always going to be a lot stronger than the male. And seeing that this is only going to be on the pack when it's attached, and this is going to be on the bag all the time, kind of as the docking host piece, so to speak, this is way harder to break when you're kind of just carrying the bag about every day, whereas kind of breaking off one of these, that is pretty easy. So what these are right here, I'll flash up a picture. I have an Eagle Industries plate carrier. The repair kit that you can buy for it on eBay is like $7, and I have 2 of them. I just like to have extra parts on hand for stuff. So this is a 25 millimeter Fastech buckle, and this is a piece of the Eagle Industries repair kit right here. So what I do with these, one is I will put these on right here on the lowest portion of the 10mm Pals Matrix. So let me throw those on real quick and I'll show you what that looks like. Now with these buckles installed, these stay on the pack. I actually don't take them off. I just had them off so I can show you the hardware that I used. You don't need to use these button snaps that I have. I actually just ended up using these button straps just because I thought they really looked the cleanest. You can take these buckles and you can slide them over the Tactical Tailor Malice clips, the shorter version. Maxpedition, they also make their kind of version of a Malice clip. It's made out of cloth. You can slide those over there. I just happen to thought these were the cleanest. Now the lid works on this kind of hinged on one thing. We kind of utilized and filled this top compartment, we'll say more or less completely full. We want the top here at least to be acting as a shelf. So the way this ends up working, come around the back of the bag here, these two G-hooks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide them underneath the load lifters. I hope I'm in camera. I'm going to slide them underneath the load lifters here and here. So now the rear portion is attached. Coming around the front of the pack, male buckles dangle down. Again, female buckles always stay kind of on the hose stock because they're stronger. Pop my male buckles in. Everything's lock solid, good to go. Looking at the back of the bag, what I needed is something that was going to be seamless. So I didn't want the lid sitting too far forward or too far back. I wanted it to be perfectly in line with the back of the pack, so it actually looks like it belongs there. Now, all the hardware that's holding this in place is 100% secure. It's not going anywhere. This was just me kind of adding redundancies. This is a little piece of shot cord right here, and this little black piece is called a tack toggle. What I do with this is going on the top portion of the ladder, and I have another little piece of shot cord here with a cord lock. Just for redundancies, I just slide this guy in here, and I'll cinch down on that cord lock right here, which locks everything into place. Now when I add stuff to packs, or I'm trying to do anything, make any tweaks or whatnot, I don't want to add anything to my pack that's gonna, we'll say, sacrifice my accessibility of the pack. If it sacrifices accessibility, where now it's kind of becoming a pain in the ass to get in this compartment because there's a lid on there, something's got to change, and I got to make it so I can actually get in here easy. So what I do, I store my, stage my zippers here on the side. So yeah, I could fish out of this pocket if I wanted to, but with these two buckles in the front, all you really need to do if you want to get in your bag, just pop these buckles. This thing lifts up like a lid. You can just kind of let it go. You can get what you need to get out of your bag, close it back up, close this right back over just like a lid. Buckle one and buckle two, and we're good to go and off to doing whatever we need to do. What I use the lid for, this is, I'm a fat kid at heart, this is my dedicated chow pouch. So I keep all my chow in here. I got a bunch of tuna fish, tea, couple field stripped MREs. I got some coffee, couple spoons and forks. Top of the pack, I added a little bit of shot cord. This is another tack toggle here in case you guys couldn't see it before. When I'm moving around the trailer or whatever, if I start to get a little warm and I want to take off a layer really quickly, I'll take it off, just stick it in here, and then tighten down on those that cord lock right here, and it's good to go. The side of the LP1 lid, this appears to be a waterproof zipper. In here I keep my dog's water bowl for when she comes with me. I also got a little piece of my stove, the lid for my glacier cup for my Nalgene bottle, and that's really about it. Now, funny thing about the lid, when I was looking up reviews online about the lid, everyone kept saying that this pocket in the back right here was useless. They were going on and on about how useless this pocket was. And when I first got this lid in the mail, I was like, yep, this pocket's pretty useless. I thought about it a little bit. The pocket's actually not as useless as I thought. So what I use this back pocket for, and you can see it's kind of jammed full. In this back pocket right here, what I do is I keep the rain fly for my bag. And if you roll up your rain fly pretty tight, it fits in this pocket perfectly. So I am in Washington, which means it rains like 364 days out of the year. It's not raining today. Today's that one day. So if it does start to rain pretty good and I need to get the rain fly out, I can just pull it out of there, unroll it, wrap it around my bag, do what I need to do, and good to go. So this thing holds your rain fly really well. This pocket here on the side, like I said, my dog's water bowl, it is not a pass-through. It's only accessible through this one side. And again, this is a 5-liter pouch. And on the top, we have 3/4 inch webbing right here with 2 smaller Fastex buckles. You can loosen these up and slide a sleeping pad on top of this thing, no problem, if you do carry one. And of course, tape up your ends so they don't dangle. Now you're looking at the very bottom of the pack and where the hip belt would actually go through. Through this exact same channel where the hip belt goes through, I have a 1-inch strap with 2 male buckles. You can run this 1-inch strap under here and it's not going to interfere with your belt at all. And what I do with these straps, they're connected all the time. It's a part of the bag, just like that pouch. These basically will ride just like this. So now I actually added a little bit of a lashing capability. So I could loosen these up, slide a sleeping pad under here, maybe a layer if I wanted to take it off. This is an area where I would put lighter stuff so it doesn't throw off the weight of the bag or the center of gravity on my back. I do have a dedicated pouch that I use here, and I'll show you guys how that works really quick. Let me move the camera down so you guys can actually see. So I have a lot of gear. Just from 13 years in the military, I have boxes and boxes of stuff. Some of it I know I will never use again, so oftentimes I will take something and I have no problem cannibalizing something to repurpose it. So this is a half of a Mystery Ranch daypack lid. When Mystery Ranch makes their daypack lids, what they do is they take the seam and the bottom piece, or excuse me, the top half of the daypack lid will actually overlap the bottom. So you can actually cut this in half like I did, and you don't have to re-stitch it back up. The entire daypack lid for Mystery Ranch is a 14-liter lid, so half of it is 7 liters. What I do here is, one, you see these 2 openings right down here. That's where those buckles are going to run through. So here, again, we got a female buckle. Females always stay on the host. And I've sewed in a male buckle down here. So if I need to add an additional 7 liters, what I do with this pouch, I'll run it right through here. These 1-inch straps will come right through those loops that I showed you guys. Give it a quick buckle. Second one comes in right underneath this. Give it a quick buckle, give it a nice cinch down so it's not going anywhere. And then of course I normally dress up the edges just to make sure everything's good to go. All right, that's my additional 7-liter pouch right there. In this thing I always keep stuff that we're gonna call like fluffy lighter items, so I don't really put too much weight in this. I got a contractor bag, I got some gaiters, a couple dry bags from Outdoor Research. This is something that I just use for picking up small sticks and stuff for lighting fires. Strobe signal, in case I get myself screwed up in the woods. IR or white light, this is pretty good for signaling rotary winged aircraft, and you can see this thing for a long ways. I got a silky saw, and that's about it in here right now. Again, so we had talked about not throwing off the weight of the bag. I don't want this pouch to have items that are too heavy, so again I keep the lighter ones in there. It buckles in real quickly and it looks clean, and it gives me that additional 7 liters of storage, so pretty easy. And now the buckles I'm using here, kind of interesting thing about them, let's see if I can bring you guys in a little closer. These Fastex buckles are the buckles from Mystery Ranch. I know a lot of people like them because you actually have to push here to release the tension on the strap to adjust the buckle, and a lot of people say that those are great. So interesting story, I'll keep it super short. I think it was in 2015, we had a 45-day field problem in California. It wasn't NTC, I think it was at I can't even remember where the hell we were. But nonetheless, that entire place was loaded with pea gravel. That type of gravel that acts like sand, so it's kind of a pain in the ass to walk in. And when I went out there, we were out there for 45 days, and I brought the Mystery Ranch 3-day BVS with me. On about 3 or 4 different occasions, what I noticed was that small pebbles were getting caught inside the buckles, which were actually seizing up these adjustment locks right here. So I'd have to take a Gerber and actually fish out the pebbles. The reason I bring that up is I just use these simply because I had them. I'd actually prefer not to use these buckles anymore because debris always ends up getting in here and it gets caught. You can always tighten it down without having to loosen up the strap, but if you want to loosen these up and you have debris stuck in here, you're going to have to free that debris out in order to make the adjustment on the strap. So I do plan on changing those out later. Moving along the inside of the bag, I just want to show you guys this really quick. Right now I do have my medium sleeping bag in here just for the sake of getting the bag full. On its general sense, the way this bag rides with me, there's my first aid kit, and I always keep my sustainment pouches in here just like this. This is the way the bag rides with me all the time. If I do need additional storage on the bag, what I'll do is I'll empty this out. Wrong zipper. If I do need to get additional storage on here, I will empty this out, and these 2 pouches will now get relocated to both these sides, which as I showed you guys on part 1. When I was coming up with a way to get these attached, Eberlestock send these. This is the 2-liter accessory pouch from Eberlestock. One, I do plan on changing out these Sustainment pouches. I'm going to look for something that's a little shorter and more of like a horizontal pouch. I think it would fit better. Now when they send these out, they send them out with these really weird strap type PALS adjustment things, and I just simply don't trust them. So first thing I did was I used some malice clips, but I wanted a toolless design. I wanted to be able to take the accessory pouch out and attach it to the side without having to use any tools, Gerbers, stuff like that you guys know about to get in the malice clips. So I ended up finding these. These are they're called Molly Quick Clips. I don't know how I feel about them yet. They haven't failed me. They've been working. So what I do with these, I'll pop these out if I need them. And I'll just pull one out just to show you guys. Right here on the side of the bag, I'll undo my compression strap. And these will end up sitting here. I'll undo the slack right here, and then I'll bring the compression strap right back over. So it's connected by these 2 quick clips right here, plus the compression strap. So all in all, I have a base 30-liter bag. This thing can come off really quickly, and now I'm back at my normal bag. If I need more, I can always add that pouch down here. And if I have to go pack this bag as much as it'll possibly go, I just move these Sustainment pouches off to the side with 2 Molly Quick Clips, and these compression straps, I'll just run them over the top right here. As far as the lid goes, if you guys have the X3, the X3-1, the X4, which is I think the original HiSpeed, or this pack, running those G hooks down here, I think that'll work great for all your guys' packs that have scabbards. The only thing you're really going to have to take into account is, are you using your scabbard or are you not using your scabbard? If you don't have a rifle in there, you certainly can push this on top of the scabbard, no big deal. If you do have a rifle in, all you'd really have to do is make the 1-inch straps on this lid a little bit longer, or you're going to have to attach them to the straps actually on the scabbard itself. We were talking about them making those straps a little bit longer. I'm talking about these right here. So when you're putting these on, you can adjust them to push these G hooks just about butted up to the PALS webbing right here like I have them, or obviously you can adjust them to have these G hooks extend out as far as the webbing will allow to you. So that's it for me on part 2 of this video for the Eberlestock HiSpeed 2. Great pack, love it. It's super scalable for me. I've been using it quite a bit. I've been beating the hell out of it, which is why it's pretty dirty right now. If you guys have any questions about doing anything to any one of your packs, feel free to drop a comment down below. I'll do my best to answer it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
If you give a shit, tune in.